put the offer down on the house, and I woke up the next day, and actually for the 2 weeks before closing, almost every night I had like panic attacks. So just, yeah, like crazy level of anxiety. I think the psychological like burden of debt for me, I don't know, I felt it like in my body, like in a very, very real way.
In our spotlight, the American dream of owning a home might feel more like an impossible dream right now, especially for first-time buyers. The cost of financing a home has surged to its highest level since December 2000, with the average long-term U.S. mortgage rate climbing to 7.49%. That is more than double the rate from 2 years ago. Let's bring in our panel. Mike, Barbara, Heidi, and Avery. Consider this, guys. If you had a $400,000 home loan at this time 2 years ago, today, you're still paying about $1,000 more just because of those higher rates. So this is, you know, a lot of money out of people's pockets to try to buy a house. So, Mike, I want to start with you. Does this younger generation of people, those first-time buyers out there, is there kind of a rethinking of the American dream that needs to happen?
Yes, there is a rethinking of the American dream, but I also, too, believe that young Americans are also interested in home ownership. Even if they may not be interested right now, like in their early 20s, once they get to be about in their late 20s or early 30s, you do see a shift begin to happen. They do begin to think about home ownership, in particular when it comes to not only the mortgage rates, but we also too don't talk often enough about the down payment. I've been speaking a lot with federal officials and really discussing ways that we can provide down payment assistance for individuals who live in metropolitan cities where the cost of living are actually higher. As a result, there is a larger down payment that is needed, and most government assistance programs do not cover down payments of that size. So as we begin to think about mortgage rates and then homeowner first-time down payment assistance, we need to really bring in more of a larger group of the American population when it comes to geographical location, so to assist with those down payments as well.
That's such a great point. And Barbara, I want to go to you. Is there a policy fix here to help address some of the unaffordability concerns in the market right now, and the fact that there aren't enough homes for a lot of people who want them?
Well, you know, I think the problem is, you know, with the interest rates as high as they are, you know, you just don't see the turnover in the homes because people aren't moving up to other homes, and people can't afford to get into that starter home. You know, I serve on a bank board, and we just aren't seeing the availability, and people aren't, you know, getting mortgages. There's just not a market at all. So I think we've got to see those mortgage rates come down. You know, the economy is getting better, so hopefully, hopefully inflation will come down. We can see those interest rates come down again. Hopefully the Fed does not, you know, keep increasing them, but instead will bring them down again. Because, you know, people remember those 2 or 3% interest rates that, you know, some of us still have those locked in, and, you know, getting a home at a 7% interest rate is just not something that anybody wants to do. Or if you have those low ones, you aren't going to go out and shop for that next home and open up your home. So you're only seeing homes with people who have cash. You know, if they don't have cash, they're not going to go out and buy that home. And young people don't have cash to do that for a whole home.
Well, and let's humor me and drill in on these numbers more. Heidi, the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta actually says that the median household needs 40% of its income to cover the payments on a medium-priced home as of July of this year. What does it say about our economy that homeownership goal, those payments, you know, are so unattainable right now? Heidi.
Well, I think the first thing is, this is a supply-demand problem. For many years, we haven't built enough housing to accommodate that entry level, and now we're experiencing that. As Barbara said, people aren't moving out. And so when I bought my first home, my interest rate was 11%, and we thought we got a deal, and that was the beginning of the 90s. But we also know that this is a harbinger for how the economy is going into the future. And let me tell you, when the housing market gets ill, the rest of the economy gets ill. And so if you're a young person and you're thinking about how your parents retired, you have the three-leg stool of retirement security: your defined benefit pension, your Social Security, and your home ownership. And the home ownership's no longer attainable, and defined benefit pensions aren't available. So it creates insecurity, not just today, but insecurity into the future.
Okay, wait, anyone else on this panel think 11% interest rate is a good deal? Because I feel like that might have been, you know, a little misleading there, Heidi.
No,
No
I
takers,
paid
no takers.
11% back in the day.
Well, I forgot that.
It's a little perspective. It's good perspective, but I think, you know, Avery, that gets us to a point. You know, so many older generations, frankly, have had this idea that buying a house is the best investment. They have made money on it. Is this kind of giving a false sense of hope in this reality where rates are higher, maybe not as high as they were back 20, 30 years ago, but is this false hope for buyers out there?
Well, listen, when I talk to millennials across the country, I talk to millennial lawmakers, there is serious frustration about the affordability of housing. And it's not even just about housing at this point. It's housing, it's the cost of food, the cost of gas. And, you know, turning to 2024, I think it's going to be something that folks voice when they go to the ballot box. So I'm interested to see how it all turns out.
Mike, Barbara, Heidi, and Avery, thanks so much. And stay with us, of course.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.